Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ignace Aleya, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to create this effect. Alright, do you want to see something cool? Check this out. Cool, right? Alright, so that's a super cool effect from a Netflix series called The Umbrella Academy. I haven't seen it all yet, but I started watching and I was really intrigued by this effect, so I wanted to create a tutorial for you guys. So as you guys might already know, in last week's video, I announced something that I was super excited about. Me and my team will be guiding a handful of students becoming next level editing experts. We've never really given other people the chance to learn my secrets behind the scenes. So here is a chance. We're also not sure when or even if we are ever going to do something like this ever again. So if you want to get a chance to be guided by my team and me personally, make sure you click that early bird link in the description below. You just have to leave your name and email address so we can contact you. And that being said, there are already over 1,000 people that have already signed up for the early bird waitlist. So that's why we have decided to send out a 6-part video training series 100% for free if you sign up for the early bird. So what are you waiting for? Anyway, let's continue with the tutorial. Alright, so here we are in Adobe After Effects, and I have this footage file prepared for you guys. You can download that with the link in the description below so you can follow along with this tutorial. So I'm going to drag this into a new composition. If we're going to play this, I'm just going to toggle off my audio here. So you can see how I recorded this scene. I just talked here, I went out of the shot, I have a clean plate, very important to have, and then I'm going a little bit further away and I act like I get teleported back into the scene. So that's exactly what you should do if you want to recreate this scene. So I'm going to talk here and then like right here I get into that portal. Here I'm like in the portal, I'm gone. Then here I'm going for edit and split my layer. I'm going to continue until my clean plate. I'm going to just use a part of my clean plate. I'm going to just edit and duplicate this footage. I'm going to recall the second layer here, clean plate. I'm just going to right click here and trim freeze the frame and put this below my other footage. You could also record a longer version of a clean plate so you have some moving trees in the background and stuff like that. But for the tutorial, it doesn't really matter that much. So I'm going to just make sure that this footage is covering the entire length of my composition. And then I have my second file here where I'm going to just search when I come into the frame and when I'm like getting prepared to come out of the portal. So I think that's like right here. So I'm going to trim that video until here, and holding shift, that will snap it. Then we'll bring it over just until here, like I get out, and I get back in. Okay, so something like this should be great. Okay, cool. So I can actually trim my comp to work area. So I'm going to press N on the keyboard, right click and trim comp to work area. And then I'm just going to head over to the center here and I'm just going to split my clean plate. So I'm going for edit and split it. That way I can move my clean plate and my first part with layer and pre-compose this as part 1 and then the second as part 2. That way it's just a little bit cleaner. Now I'm going to jump into part 1, and here all the effects that we're going to apply are basically going to be the exactly same thing for the second part. So I'm going to search a moment when I want, then I'm going to right click and create a new solid layer. This is going to be the portal matte. And I'm going to just uncheck this so we don't see it. I'm going to take my pen tool, click over here and just draw a simple mask where I'm going to disappear in. Then I'm going to close that on the other side, because what I want to end up with is something like this. So whenever I go behind the solid, I'm not visible anymore. So I'm going to click on my footage and I'm going to choose alpha inverted matte. If you don't see that, press F4 on the keyboard. So we are going to choose alpha invert. And now you will see if I pass, it's actually just going to show the clean plate right here in the background. So obviously you can press F on the keyboard for this solid layer that we created and feather the mask a little bit so it's a little bit smoother. But right here, I disappear. All right, so that's basically the entire effect and now we're going to apply some effects to it to make it look pretty. So I'm going to press B here, so I'm just going to concentrate on that end part. And this is what we have. And then I quickly want to create a new composition. I'm going to make this 1080 by 1080, so it's a square. And this is going to be my portal design. I'm going to make this like long enough, so 30 seconds. Click OK. I'm going to right click new and create a new solid layer in this composition. Make comp size and click OK. And to this layer, I want to apply a fractal noise effect. So I'm going to search for fractal noise, apply that. And I'm going to hold Alt and click on the evolution for my fractal noise and write a simple expression called time times 200. That way it's going to animate over time automatically. Simple expression, as you can see right here. Right, so that looks cool. If you want, you can search different types of fractal noise, play with the settings, but I actually like how it looks originally. And then I'm going to apply a twist effect to that as well. So I'm going to select my layer and add a twist. And I'm going to increase the angle here. Make it look like that. After this, I'm going to head over here and use my ellipse tool, go to the center, or actually draw an ellipse on top of my portal. And I'm going to press F on the keyboard and just feather that quite a bit. So that way I have my portal effect. We can actually also animate the twist a little bit. So I will go for the angle here, and I will go all the way till the end and just increase my angle here, so it's actually rotating full time. And you can also open up the mask settings and just trim it a little bit more like that. So we can go back to our part 1 footage and go to the project manager and bring in our portal design. Then I'm going to turn my portal design into a 3D layer. I'm going over to my rotation tool and rotate it on the Y so it's actually facing more towards the camera, and we have like a side angle view of our portal. So then I'm going to just scale this up, make it look like it's in position like right here, maybe a little bit more angled here. And there we go. That's looking great. And then I can create a new adjustment layer, and we're going to call this displacement. And I'm also going to add the displacement map effect to this adjustment layer. And I'm going to select my portal design as the effect or the feed for the displacement map. I'm also going to uncheck my portal design so we don't see it. And then if we're going to increase the max and horizontal displacement, we're going to see that our effect only takes place in the center. And that's actually because we turned this into a 3D layer. So in order to fix that, we have to turn on our layer again and go for Layer, Pre-compose, and move all the attributes. Portal, Design, 3D. And I'm going to click OK. So I'm going to turn it off again, go back to my adjustment layer, and it's automatically already picking that as my adjustment layer. And I can see the displacement happening right here, like with an angled view here. So that's looking great. We do see some kind of artifacts here at the bottom of the screen, so we can just wrap pixels around, and that should fill it a little bit, but we see that it's using different types of colors. So that's not exactly what we want. So another thing that we could do is just add a motion tile here. And we can mirror the edges and just put a height of 110 and then just put it above the displacement map, and there we go. So that fixes that issue. Okay, so that's looking pretty cool, but obviously there is no animation whatsoever. So like right here, I want the portal to be at its maximum. So I'm going to make a keyframe for the max horizontal displacement and the vertical one. I'm going back into time before I enter the portal. I'm going to set this to 0 and 0. So it's animating in. And it's also animating out right here. So 0 it out. So now we have a very subtle animation of a portal coming in and out. Another thing that I'm going to do is create another adjustment layer. And in this case, I'm also going to call this displacement secondary. And I'm going to add a turbulence displacement instead of a displacement map. So that's looking really cool. It's kind of warping everything around it. We can play with the size, we can play with the intensity. I think the size was actually okay to have it like rather big. And then I'm going for my ellipse tool and just make like a very long or big mask here on top of my portal. Then I'm going to press F on the keyboard and feather it quite a bit, like 200 pixels. And I'm going to hold Alt and click on the evolution stopwatch as well. I'm going to write time times 250. So now we have some kind of turbulence displacement happening as well. So that's looking great again. Right here, I want it to be at its max. I'm going for the amount. Create a keyframe by clicking on the stopwatch and go back into time, set it to 0. And then right here at the end, also set it to 0. So now we have something like this. It's already looking a lot better. So also something I noticed with these portals is that it's kind of like the portal is has some kind of bluish tint to it, and it also has some kind of glow. So what I will do is create another adjustment layer. This is going to be color for the portal. And I'm just going to make another ellipse here, an ellipse mask on my adjustment layer. And I'm going to click on the adjustment layer, go to Effect, Color Correction, and add a Curves effect. I'm going to increase the intensity by just dragging like the center point here. Just a little bit, or actually not too much. And I'm going also for the blue, and I'm going to increase the blue levels here. And in the red channel, I want to take it down. And for the green, I want to add in a little bit, so it's not perfectly blue. Again, I'm going to press F on the keyboard and feather my mask a bunch, so it looks something like this. Again, I'm going to press T on the keyboard this time and click on create a stopwatch or keyframe at 100% here at like the center of your portal. Go a little bit back in time. We're going to set this to 0. So it's kind of glowing up, and then like at the end, again, set it to 0. Cool. Then I want to create another adjustment layer. So a lot of adjustment layers here, but yeah, but adding up all these effects, all this little detail is really going to sell the effect. So I'm going to rename this to like highlights. And this time I'm going to make my mask with the pen tool. So I'm going to choose my pen tool and make like a very simple mask around like the edge where I kind of enter the portal. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to use a curves here. I'm going to increase the intensity, also for the blue, and decrease the red. I'm going to press F on the keyboard and increase it quite a bit, and maybe change the blending mode to a screen or add. Let's see what works. That's looking pretty cool. A little bit thinner, and we can also play with the mask expansion by just opening up all these settings for the mask and then like decrease it a little bit, just so we have a very thin line with some highlights going on. So that's pretty cool, but it's very obvious. So I'm going to just press T on the keyboard, lower the opacity just a little bit, and there we go. And I'm also going to press M on the keyboard and duplicate my mask. And on the duplicated mask, I actually did that with Ctrl D. I'm going to open up the settings and increase the feather a lot more, so we have a nice fade off here as well. Again, I'm going to animate the opacity for this layer, so press T on the keyboard, set it right here, go in the beginning, set it to 0, and at the end at 0. And actually it can be 0 a lot faster, like right here. And there we go. Okay. Then I'm going to create another adjustment layer. So layer, new, adjustment layer. This is going to be our glow. So for the glow, I'm going to use our preset that you can find on our website, creatorgalaxy.com. The perfect glow preset is completely for free, and it just has a much more intense glow than the standard glow in Adobe After Effects. So I'm going to play with my threshold, just increase that a little bit, and there we go. And play like with the radius, see what works for you. And the intensity. Again, I'm going to use an ellipse mask and just make sure the glow is only happening where the portal is, so like right here, and then press F on the keyboard and just increase the feather again quite a bit. But that does make a difference. You see how it makes the shot look a little bit richer, a little bit more magical as well. So again, I'm going to animate the glow as well. So right here, I'm going to set the intensity to 0.1. Also going to make sure it's not touching the sky because it doesn't look that great over there. And right here, I'm going to set the intensity to 0, and like at the end, I'm also going to set it to 0. And there we go. If you want, you can duplicate the highlights and press F on the keyboard and play a little bit more with the feather to make it look smoother. I think it's kind of a little bit necessary here. So, and then play with the opacity here for the center. And there we go. So that looks a little bit better in my opinion. Okay, cool. That's looking great. So basically, if you repeat this exact process on the other footage, so you just restart the tutorial, you open up part 2, and you just do it again, but the other way around. So right here, you would make a solid where he comes out of instead of goes in. You would get the exact same effect. So that's looking pretty cool. You could finally add an adjustment layer and call this shake. If you want, you can easily go over here, and I'm going to just add quickly 2 sliders. So slider control, and I'm going to edit, duplicate this one. And the first one is going to be the speed, and the second one is going to be the strength. Then I'm going to press P on the keyboard and hold Alt and click on the stopwatch and write a simple expression called wiggle, open parentheses, and then I'm going to pick whip with the pick whip tool, the speed, comma, and then write comma, pick whip the slider for strength, and then close the parentheses one more time and click away. And that will make a simple expression here to create a very fun camera shake. So I'm going to click on the stopwatch here for both of these values, set the speed to something like 10 and the strength to something like 50, go a few frames back, set it to 0, and go till the end of your footage and set it to 0 as well. So now if we would look back at this, we have nothing. And that's actually because I did a very stupid thing. I'm actually animating the position of the adjustment layer, which is just very silly. I'm going to copy my expression that I just created. So I'm going to cut it and I'm going to add, well, the expression, not the layer. So there we go. And then go for effect, distort, and add a transform effect here. And on the transform effect, we want to hold Alt and click on the position and just paste that expression we just wrote. And that will solve that problem. So now if we're going to take a look, we're going to see a very nice shake here. That's looking pretty cool. The only problem here is that it kind of exceeds this green and we see some black here. So 2 options. You could either scale it up with a scale here, and that solves the problem as well. Or you can use a motion tile again, like we did with the displacement. So the motion tile, if we bring this all the way on top, it's very important, it's above the transform. It doesn't have to be above the speed and strength. So right here, I'm going to mirror the edges and set this to like 115, 115. There you go. And that solves that problem as well. You can also add in some motion blur by just unchecking use composition shutter angle and set the shutter angle to something like 180. That's going to add motion blur when your camera is shaking and make it a lot more realistic. You can also alt click on the stopwatch for the rotation and paste your entire expression and just divide it by 12. That's just going to give it a much lower value because the rotation otherwise is going to be affected way too much. So if we're going to click away and see what happens here, we see very nice camera shake, which is going to sell the effect a little bit more. Maybe I'm going to divide it like by even 30. Very subtle on the rotation because otherwise it's going to be way too strong. Okay, cool. Another thing we can do is just go through all the keyframes and select your first and your last keyframe. We can actually do this for all of these at the same time. So if we select all the layers and then just press U on the keyboard, we can select all our first keyframes. Okay, and all our last keyframes. This is actually our center keyframe. We don't need this one, just double check. And then right click on it on a keyframe and go to keyframe assistance and enable easy ease. Then you can go into the graph editor and bring one of these just in. That's going to automatically take all of these, bring them in. And at the end, we're going to bring them in as well. And that's just going to smooth out all the animations, make it look a lot more, smooth. All right, and there we have it. Just apply this to part 2, exactly the same workflow, and that will give us this result. All right, do you want to see something cool? Check this out. Cool, right? Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like. Also be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you want to stay notified when I upload new videos. Also be sure to click that link in the description below if you don't want to miss out for this amazing opportunity where I will be guiding you in becoming a next level editing expert. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with a video so you can continue on your journey, learning some awesome effects, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, create epic videos.